I've never owned or had a Sony camera for this long, but this little guy here surprised me for its age and price, and this is why. Hey, what's up guys? It's your Filmmaker here, and this is the Sony RX100 Mark III. Not the best pocket camera today, but it was 8 years ago. Why do I say that? This little guy here would set you back between 250 to 350k, depending on the condition, as I totally doubt you could get a brand new one. I'll try to put a link in the description below if you want to check this out, but basically it fits nicely in my pocket, which is great. I'm seriously impressed as it has an electronic viewfinder that pops out at the top left side of the camera when you want to use it. It shows all the same controls and all the same information as the LCD would, so if you're shooting outside or in a really bright environment where you can't see the LCD, you can use that eyepiece and actually has a proximity sensor to turn on and off when you bring your eye up to it. The LCD on this camera can completely flip around, so you can see yourself for portrait photos and videos. You're able to take all sides of weird angles thanks to the display being able to flip this way. The lens on this camera is from Zeiss. It's the equivalent of a 24 to 20mm lens that goes from f2.8 at 70mm to 1.8 at 24mm. Being able to open up as wide as f1.8 is good, achieving that nice depth of field, making your shots look cinematic. As far as the battery life is concerned, you're able to get up to 320 shots for photo, although real-life tests suggest 170 shots before running out. This camera has great image quality and an acceptable dynamic range, sharpness and color for its price. Its menu system is not that difficult to navigate, although not as easy as the menu system on my Blackmagic cameras that I'm currently filming right now on. At the time of production, the world had been crazy about vlogging, hence the need for a lightweight pocket-sized camera with great image quality, autofocus, as well as low light capabilities as found in most Sony cameras. But I'm not a vlogger. If you happen to shoot a lot of front-facing video or selfie portrait style video, the wide angle lens on this camera is great with its fantastic autofocus, and articulating LCD that lets you see yourself is a huge plus. If you are starting a YouTube channel or going into becoming a content creator for social media like Instagram, TikTok, and looking to buy a cheap camera but low on funds, this would be a great camera to start with. It's awesome as it takes amazing and impressive video. Its autofocus blew my mind away for its size. Sony is actually doing a great work with autofocus, as most of you know. It's even better than the autofocus I have on my Panasonic GH5. This camera has a 60 frames per second video, 30 frames per second, 24 frames per second, some 20p, 120 frames per second video. It's loaded with features, and I would actually say go for this and start making those great contents. The last thing I like about this camera is that I can charge this via USB. So I don't really need to always take out the battery to charge. I can just pop in the USB, and it's one of those regular mini USB things that everyone has, so there's no need to remove the battery for a charge. Whenever I need to offload the footages that are on the camera, footages that I've shot, I don't need to take out the memory stick. I can just plug it via USB and offload my footages. That is something I can't even do on my Blackmagic. But there's some things I don't like about this camera. The record button on this camera is an issue for me. First, I wish I could just set the trigger to record. It would have made life easier to just grab this camera, press the trigger right here. There I go. But it doesn't let me do that. The actual recording button for this camera is this little button right here. Look at the size of my finger to this button. I wish this button was either bigger or they would just let me use the trigger to start recording, especially if you're supposed to be filming yourself. There are so many features here on this camera that remind me of a DSLR. Thank you for watching this short video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.